Your emotions are not storms to weather, but messengers to welcome, carrying wisdom about what matters most to your heart. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about 5 minutes to transform your emotional awareness today. Enjoy. There's a quiet revolution that can happen in just 5 minutes. Not the kind that requires months of preparation or dramatic life changes, but the kind that begins with simply turning your attention inward and asking yourself one honest question. What am I actually feeling right now? In our rush through daily life, we often treat our emotions like background noise. But what if those feelings are actually trying to tell us something important? Emotional awareness isn't about becoming a feelings expert overnight. It's about developing the gentle skill of noticing what's happening inside you without judgment, without trying to fix it, and without pushing it away. It's about creating a small space in your day where you can check in with yourself the way you might check in with a good friend. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple 5-minute practice that can transform your relationship with your emotions, helping you respond to life from a place of awareness rather than reaction. Think about how often you ask others, "How are you?" and how rarely you pause to ask yourself the same question with genuine curiosity. We've become experts at monitoring our external world, checking the weather, checking our phones, checking our schedules. But we often go hours, sometimes entire days, without checking in with our internal landscape. Your emotions are not obstacles to overcome or problems to solve. They're information. They're your inner guidance system trying to communicate what matters to you, what you need, and what deserves your attention. When you ignore them, it's like driving with your dashboard warning lights covered up. You might keep moving, but you're missing crucial information about what's happening under the hood. Building emotional awareness in 5 minutes starts with creating a moment of stillness. Find a quiet space, close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and take 3 deep breaths. Not to change anything, but simply to arrive in this moment with yourself. Let your breathing settle into its natural rhythm and turn your attention inward. Now comes the gentle inquiry. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Don't rush to answer. Let the question settle. Sometimes the first response is, I don't know, and that's perfectly okay. That's information too. Sometimes you might notice physical sensations first. Tension in your shoulders, a flutter in your stomach, heaviness in your chest. These bodily feelings often carry emotional messages. As you notice what's present, practice naming it without judgment. I'm feeling anxious about the meeting later. I'm feeling grateful for this quiet moment. I'm feeling frustrated about the conversation I had earlier. I'm feeling excited about the weekend. There's no right or wrong feeling to have. There's only what's true for you in this moment. The magic happens when you add curiosity to awareness. Instead of immediately trying to change or fix what you're feeling, ask yourself, what might this emotion be trying to tell me? Anxiety might be highlighting something that matters to you. Frustration might be pointing to a boundary that needs attention. Sadness might be honoring a loss that deserves acknowledgement. Joy might be celebrating something worth savoring. Sometimes emotions come in layers. You might notice anger on the surface, but underneath find hurt or disappointment. You might feel excitement mixed with nervousness. Emotions rarely travel alone, and part of building awareness is learning to recognize the complexity of your inner experience without needing to simplify it. As your 5 minutes draw to a close, take a moment to thank yourself for this time of attention. Thank your emotions for the information they've shared. You don't have to act on everything you've discovered. Sometimes awareness itself is enough. Sometimes just being seen and acknowledged allows emotions to shift naturally. This practice isn't about achieving a particular emotional state. It's about developing a relationship with your emotions based on curiosity rather than judgment, acceptance rather than resistance. It's about recognizing that your feelings are part of your wisdom, not separate from it. The person who regularly checks in with their emotions makes different choices than the person who ignores them. They recognize stress before it becomes overwhelming. They notice joy and allow themselves to savor it. They identify their needs more clearly and communicate them more effectively. They respond to challenges from a place of awareness rather than automatic reaction. 5 minutes of emotional awareness can ripple through your entire day. When you know what you're feeling and why, you can make choices that honor your authentic experience. You can ask for support when you need it, set boundaries when they're necessary, and celebrate moments of happiness when they arise. Your emotions are not your enemy. They're not something to be conquered or controlled. They're part of your human experience, part of your wisdom, part of what makes you beautifully, authentically you. And they deserve 5 minutes of your kind attention. As you move through today, remember that emotional awareness is always available to you. In any moment, you can pause, breathe, and ask yourself what you're feeling. In any moment, you can choose curiosity over judgment, awareness over reaction. Your emotions are waiting to be heard, and you have everything you need to listen. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening. If today's episode resonated with you, I've created something to help you take the next small step. I've put together a series of better habit guides designed for people who feel behind in life and want a simple, practical reset without overwhelm. You can explore all of them at 7goodminutes.com/guides. That's 7goodminutes.com/guides.